And joining me right now here on the Mark Moses Show to kick off the week is a very fine gentleman. Yes, the owner of a very super cool place in downtown Melbourne. Yes, he is Marcus with Chumley's Depot. Marcus, how you doing today, buddy?
Hey, how doing? I'm doing great.
Yeah. All right. I appreciate coming on as a podcast partner of mine with the Mark Moses Show. So let's start with the obvious here. Tell us about Chumley's and what you guys are all about.
Well, we are the resident dive bar in downtown. Just a nice, friendly, homey place that people come to relax and chill. We don't really have a theme. We're not really a sports bar, but we are. We're not high end. We're not low end. We're just whatever you want. Just a good place with good beer, good drinks, and great food.
How long you guys been open now? Years.
Loaded question. So in this location, we've been here for about 11 years. Mm-hmm. But in our old location, which is down at Babcock University, we were there for 14. So Chumley's proper has been open for 25 years now.
Oh, okay, dude. All right. So when you're on Babcock, then you left there. Did you look at different locations before you came up with the place you're at now?
Kinda, yeah. But this building kind of fell into our laps. It really happened because so both me and Chumley are Florida Tech alumni. Mm-hmm. And our old building was on Florida Tech property. They bought the property. So, of course, Florida Tech not wanting a standalone bar, because back then we didn't have liquor. We didn't have food. We just were a beer hall. But Florida Tech didn't want a standalone bar on their campus, so they bought the building and kicked us out. So, that's pretty much what happened. So then we found this place, and it was serendipity. It was fate. So
that's really cool, dude. That really is. All right, what year did you graduate from Florida Tech then?
2001, baby.
2000. What is your degree in?
Aerospace engineering.
Aerospace engineering. So when you're making buffalo wings there for all the football fans, that's what you're thinking about, right? The major.
Absolutely. I make all of my dishes fly. They're all out of this world.
All right, I had to do that at first for the three people that don't know what Chumley's is. Okay, I had to do that. How did the Star Wars party go yesterday there at Chumley's?
Oh, amazing. Every year we don't do Cinco de Mayo. We only do May the 4th. Both me and Chumley are huge Star Wars fans, and most of my staff is too. So we partied up. People dress up. We had a lightsaber battle between Obi-Wan and Darth Vader in our backyard. The American Idiots and friends like Obi-Wan won. Obi-Wan. Absolutely.
Okay, Obi-Wan. Yes. I had to ask the question, Marcus. I had to do it.
He had the high ground. I didn't stand a chance.
Okay, what were you saying?
So the American Idiots and Friends Like Us performed. The American Idiots is a Green Day tribute band. They're amazing. And Friends Like Us is the newest and best emo band locally in Melbourne. They are phenomenal. Matty J's voice, second to none.
What was your outfit yesterday for Star Wars Day?
Well, I was Darth Vader. I'm Darth Vader every year.
Is that your boy Anakin? You relate
that's
to
my
him?
Boy.
You had.
I was always, even as a kid, like I was just like Darth Vader, dude. That's the guy I want to be. Didn't even realize that he was a villain, but like I'm just like that guy's cool.
The older you get, and I know they just re-released the episode 3 in the movie theater, and everyone's watching it. When you see Darth Vader, Marcus, do you see Hayden Christensen in there? Does that compute to your brain?
I still can't. I still can't. And I mean, me, because I grew up in the era, like I never even saw David Prowse in the suit. In my mind, it was James Earl Jones in the suit.
Yeah, I agree.
So, like, you know, and then just seeing Hayden Christensen, I mean, he does a good job. I got to hand it to him. But it's just, I'm old school. I'm a traditionalist.
I understand. I do. You bring up, you had the bands there yesterday at Chumley's, and
Yes.
I know that's something you're going to do all summer long on Sundays. What is the concert series you guys are doing?
So correct. I'm calling it the Chumley's Musical Sunday Fun Day. And every Sunday, we're going to open at noon. We're going to stay up until 6. Live music from 2 to 4 p.m. It's going to be a different band every Sunday. And I'm focusing on up and comers. I'm not really getting anybody who's already locally famous. I want to focus on bands who are trying to get stage time, people who are trying to get discovered, trying to get their dip their feet in the water. A lot of bands started at Chumley's, at Old Chumley's and New Chumley's, and they've been successful. And I want to be that guy who, you know, gets bands, gives them a leap off point. Just, you know, I want to be their ground floor. My venue is very homey, it's very accepting, and the stage out back is very intimate. So it's a good place to get a start.
You're absolutely right. I've been to shows at your place. It's a great time. So if you are a band that's interested in performing, or what do we contact you? What do we do exactly, Marcus?
You like Chumley's Depot on Facebook and use Messenger and just send a message directly to the Chumley's Depot Facebook page. I'll get it personally, and I'll try to book you. Though I will tell you, when football starts, the Sunday Fun Day stops because it's football time, which means it's Philadelphia Eagles time. And so I'm all booked up for this year. So I'm going to start taking bookings for next year, starting February.
But then don't you have concerts, bands performing outside of Sunday, right, for special events?
I do. For special events and just any events. Actually, I have a emo band coming here, Deserted Will. They're coming on May 10th. So that's this coming weekend. So I will have some on the weekends. Yeah, every once in a while.
I moved here, and then I started going to concerts and seeing bands in this area. I did not see it where emo, guys in black, people, depression. I did not think there'd be the emo Vans Warped Tour be big here, that type of feel, okay? And I know I'm going to get some heat for saying that. Explain the scene, buddy, here in Brevard County.
I don't get it either, but it works. Apparently, everybody here is not okay and wants to go to the Black Parade. When I got here, you know, and honestly, most of the people here are the older crowd. So classic rock cover bands is where you make most of your money. A lot of the more famous bands in this area do exactly that. They play a whole lot of Lynyrd Skynyrd, and that's fine. But I wouldn't have thought that emo would have been the scene either. But when you look at it demographically, these people who are now freshly 21 up to the age of 35, that's the music they grew up with. So these are the people who are coming out to the shows now. I wouldn't have thought that it was going to work, but apparently it did. Happy to be on the ground floor of that.
You know what it is? Okay, I think we're going to break ground here with Marcus. So I'm going to be 43 this month. So when I was in the car with my baby boomer parents, they'd play me all their music from the 70s and like the 80s. So I think what's happened here is if you are, you know, let's say you're 15 to about 23, your parents are probably Gen X or millennials. So when when you were in the car as a kid, you were having to hear songs from the 90s and 2000s. Is that what you think it is?
That's exactly what it is. That is the music of their childhood. And, you know, their parents were listening to Nirvana. So now they're just like, they're going out and they're just like, oh man, I remember that song. That was great. You know, when I was 5 or 6.
You're right.
There you go.
Yeah. All right. I've seen this Deserted Will. Yes, they are very good. They are. So I'll give them the shout out. So who is playing? Is there someone playing Mother's Day Sunday this weekend then, Marcus?
Yes. So Mother's Day is going to be the Nitty Gritty benefit concert. One of my friends needs a double lung transplant, and we're doing a benefit for her, Michelle Nitty. We're having a bunch of punk bands and harder rock bands that are coming. Humble Fish is one of them. I can't think of some of the others, but that's going to be a great show. This is the one time we're going to have music from noon all the way to 7. I think we have like 6 or 7 bands going to play.
Oh, man. Oh, are you ready for this? That's 7 hours,
buddy.
Listen,
ready. I'm never ready, but I always do it.
Yeah, you'll be sleeping Sunday night. I think that's what's going to happen.
Oh, yeah.
So if they want to donate to that great cause, how does this work exactly with donations?
There's a $10 donation at the door that gets you in here, and then there's going to be raffles. People have donated things. There's going to be, I do believe, like an RF code where you can, QR code where you can donate straight to the fund. But yeah, they're putting it all together. I'm just hosting it, but just come out. It's going to be a good time. I'll be in the kitchen with my boy Laz. We'll lock it down in there. We're going to have a whole lot of fun.
Yeah, that's cool. All right. I'm going to say this. I know we want to talk football, but I have a lot of opinions I have to get off my chest. And you do a great job. We're here with Marcus with Chumley's, okay, in downtown Melbourne. Got to make sure I say that correctly. Follow him on Facebook for all the latest with Chumley's. All right, 2 things. Number 1, I want to give a shout out to the most underappreciated person when it comes to a band. All right. You have the band, you have the fans, you have the roadies, the tech guys, the girlfriend or wife who has to work the merch tent or table. I don't think they get enough love. Can we give them a shout out to these ladies?
They definitely don't, because they are voluntold to do what they do. They don't have a choice. They think they do, but they really don't. And yeah, they're sitting there, and yeah, they're at the merch tent. They're taking all the heat for everything, and they have to listen to not only their boyfriend or husband's band, but all the rest of the bands just to see if they can make a buck. Yeah, absolutely. Shout out to them for sure.
And just like sports, the drive home after the show, where the husband or boyfriend is emotionally exhausted from giving its all, and then they have to do the post-game news conference in the car ride home. This is also key.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I'm sorry to bring it up. Are you a musician as well, Marcus?
I am. I'm a drummer and I'm a lead singer, but I can't do them both at the same time because I'm not an alien.
Oh, come on. I saw Dave Grohl do it. Dave Grohl could do it. You could do it. Come on.
Have you seen Dave Grohl? Have you seen Phil Collins? They're not from here.
No, they're not.
I'm telling you.
Do you ever get to perform with stuff around here?
So kind of. So I do karaoke here every Tuesday night, and I host it. So I will sing then. But also I do have a band called Soundproof 151. We haven't performed yet. Well, kind of. We performed a lot 15 years ago.
Okay, and that's the train in the background. We can hear it.
That is the train in the background, yes.
Exactly what that is. I like it. This is real interviewing skills that I understand. So you are downtown. Well, that's cool. Well,
yes, I am. So
let's see. You have a day off when exactly with your schedule?
My day off is the 12th of never. That's
so true, man. You're doing Sundays. You're doing karaoke Tuesdays. I know you have like a comedy night on Wednesdays. Man,
on Wednesday night. Yes.
Are you hosting comedy night as well?
I do not host the comedy night. No, I'm not funny.
Okay. At least you admit it.
Yeah.
At least you give us a warning. You do. All right, let's get to football then here with Marcus.
All right, let's go.
All right, you said you're a Philadelphia Eagles bar, but for everyone watching, correct, Marcus is from Illinois. He is from the south side of Chicago. How did you let this happen where you let these Eagles fans take over Chumley's?
Well, once again, like the girl at the merch table, I didn't have a choice.
It just happened.
We used to be, back in the day, we used to be neutral ground for everybody. We used to have a contingency from every different fan base come in here. And I mean, it was a great time. Me being a Bears fan, which is a life of pain, but hopefully we're getting better. My bartender being a Tampa Bay Bucks fan, my other bartender being a Steelers fan, my cook is a Buffalo Bills fan. Chumley was a Patriots fan. So what happened and how we became an Eagles bar is a couple of our friends who are Eagles fans, they used to go over to Double's Beachside, and that place closed on them. And they were just like, well, we need a new hangout. Can we come to Chumley's? And there was only like 2 or 3 of them. And we thought, oh, yeah, it's fine. No, everybody's welcome. Well, they showed up with 30 of them.
What year was this when this happened?
Oh, this was this was five years ago, maybe now.
Okay, so you weren't ready for the 30 people to show up.
Oh no, I wasn't ready, and they loved it. So next week they came back with 60, and that kept on happening throughout the season. So it's just how people from Philly do. They just take things by force, and that's what happened. I couldn't deny it at that point. I'm just like, well, I guess I'm an Eagles bar.
So what was it like this past season? They win the Super Bowl. They're competitive. Was that amazing for business for you?
It was absolutely amazing. I mean, and I know I'm saying this on air, but I'm not going to admit it publicly, but I've become kind of an Eagles fan.
Yeah.
I love it when they win. I love the guys. Like, they're just, as a Bears fan, we're very emotional fans, and the Philly fans are definitely close to us when it comes to emotion. They love their team. They love their city. And I love seeing that kind of passion. So, yeah, when they're in here and they're winning, it's amazing. When they're in here and they're losing, it's still amazing. I think they drink more when they lose. But, it's but for the Super Bowl, the couple times since we've become an Eagles bar that they went to the Super Bowl, I did a closed party for them where I catered the whole thing. I did a whole lot of Philly food. I do Philly pretzels. I do Philly cheesesteaks. I did Philly hoagie dip, Nick's pork sandwiches, and I made it all from scratch. So I have fun in the kitchen when they're out here having fun watching the game. Yeah,
you're absolutely right. Would you do, like, if the Eagles were on Thursday Night Football or Monday night, do you do that as well?
I still invite them to come. I see, because the thing is that since Philadelphia is an out-of-market game, I don't tend to get a lot of them when the game is on television, like your Thursday night or even Sunday night games. But when it's a 1 o'clock or 4 o'clock game and you can only see it here if you have the ticket, they all show up.
No, that makes sense. Look, it completely makes sense where, you're right. I don't look, we're just having a discussion here. I don't think Monday Night Football is as big of a deal as it was when we were growing up. I don't. I don't think
everybody watched Monday Night Football when we were kids.
Yes. I don't think
it was an event.
You have to plan that out. Was it big for the NFC Championship game as well?
Absolutely.
So that was big.
Absolutely, yeah.
I'm going to put her on the spot. So my coworker and friend, Rachel, who's a gigantic Eagles fan. Okay, so her brain, I'm going to call her out. Her brain is like, well, when next year we go to the Super Bowl, like she's already planning it out. Do other Eagles fans tell you that, Marcus? Like, well, you better be ready for the playoffs and we go back to the Super Bowl. Does that happen?
That is an absolute truth. The last time when they went to the Super Bowl and lost, they were gearing up for the next Super Bowl the second that they lost. They were just like, we'll be back.
Yeah.
As a Bears fan, I don't get that kind of confidence.
No.
I'm just like, well, it's the fourth quarter and we're down by 3. We can hang it up. Like that's it.
I agree. I completely agree. I was emotionally crying beating the Packers in a meaningless game to end the regular season. Okay?
Oh, that was a joyous occasion for me.
Yes, it was.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so here's what's funny. People are like, hey, do you want to go watch the Eagles game? No, I'm a Bears fan. But I need to come out. Okay. Essentially, we need to have it where Eagles, Bears, and then I'm going to show up in all Bears gears and get destroyed for 3 quarters. I need to see this.
So it's another funny story. Rachel was actually here for this one. Are you familiar with the liquor from Chicago called Malort?
Yes, I am.
Okay, so the Philadelphia people were not. So I imported a bottle of Malort, and I told the Eagles fans, when the Eagles score against the Bears, this is during Eagles-Bears, I knew we were going to get killed. I said, when the Eagles score against the Bears, everybody gets dollar shots of Malort. And they're just like, oh my God, he's giving away dollar shots when we score. Oh my God, yeah. The Eagles scored a field goal first. I'm like, nah, that doesn't count.
No,
I mean, I didn't care, but I'm like, nah, it doesn't count. You got to score a touchdown. You got to make it count.
You're the Wizard of Oz. You're the man by the curtain. You're just coming up with these rules.
So then they scored a touchdown. I'm just like, all right, anybody wants a dollar shot of Malort? Here you go. And they're all just like, all right, yeah, Malort. Oh.
You got them good, huh? You got them good.
Oh, they were all just like, you tricked us. I'm like, no, you got exactly what you asked for.
Okay, I'm going to ask you this, and we'll wrap it up, and I appreciate you coming out with me today, right? Marcus with Chumley, Steve.
Of course.
So you're from the south side of Chicago. I will tell people here, okay, you have baseball, you have softball, and I'm like, do you understand they play 16-inch softball with no glove?
Oh yes.
Yeah.
I grew up on that. Absolutely.
So people look at me here, well, they think I'm nuts anyway, but when I tell them that story, Marcus, they're like, what are you talking about? So can you back me up? Yes, there's 16-inch softball with no glove.
Absolutely. 16-inch softball. The feeling of hitting that softball is unlike any other feeling in the world because the bat actually sinks into the ball. And then, of course, the feeling of getting hit by that ball on the base path is a different feeling.
Oh, yeah.
We played that, 6-on-6 all the way up to like 11-on-11 softball. Like, in the summer, you couldn't stop us from playing that game.
I like that I learned today that I'm like, how are you in Melbourne? Because there are many questions. Because most people, because I asked this to everyone, where are you from and where do you live? Because most people say,
right.
I'm from New York. When did you get here? 1983. Okay. All right. So you've lived here longer. But it's the same thing. So FIT is the reason you're here. Is that correct?
Correct. I got here in 1995. I've been here ever since. And yes, I'm from Chicago.
Yes, I know. I know you are. It's funny. Like you came here and they always say this, like you move here and you never leave. That's what happens.
It's true.
It's crazy.
I've tried to leave. I really, as sleepy a town as they call Melbourne, it really is the best place. I can't find anywhere on the planet better than here. It has the right amount of everything. It really, and the people, especially because they're from everywhere, Melbourne itself has no culture at all. It is legitimately a melting pot of every other culture that you can think of. I
agree. I really, and like you said, you just said this about the guys who work for you. This guy's a Bucks fan. This guy's a Steelers fan. I'm Bears. We're all Eagles fans now for these jabronis that show up. No, I'm just joking. All right. How can we get the latest details? Facebook, website, how can they do that, Marcus?
I'm pretty much just exclusively on Facebook. However, the best way to see what's coming up at Chumley's is to come to Chumley's, have some wings, and talk to me.
Awesome, dude. That's really cool. All right, I'm going to get you back on, but I wanted to bring you on. I appreciate all your help. We're going to have some fun this summer, and we're going to get ready for the football season. So, Marcus, have a great day, and I'll talk to you later.
You do the same. I'll see you soon.